Well, okay, and welcome everybody to AD Nightly. Back here on this glorious Monday evening, chilling. We're hanging out in the dingy, cinematographically uninclined basement, which I'm at right now. But guys, like and subscribe, please, and just keep hanging out, doing what you're doing, and taking the good with the bad, and keep plugging along every day. And it's not all going to be good news. That's why we got this story to kind of just go over, talk about the bad things that happen as well as the good things. Tonight we're talking about what happened over at Disney, pretty much laying off a bunch of people, and what I'm hearing is about AI. So we're going to see this in a lot of sectors, a lot of industries. So maybe something to think about, talk about. So here's the story from Deadline.com. Disney is laying off hundreds in TV and film industry, film entertainment, corporate finance. So major layoffs are underway. Monday, the Walt Disney Company, with several hundred employees impacted globally, Deadline has learned, thanks Deadline, the bulk of them are across divisions of Disney Entertainment, including marketing for both films and television, as well as television publicity, casting, development. Also affected are Disney's corporate financial operations. According to sources, the size of the cuts on the film and TV side of Disney Entertainment is comparable, so no teams are being eliminated. The majority of the Disney Entertainment television staffers are said to be based in Los Angeles. Deadline will continue to cover its coverage as more details of those impacted emerge. Was expected to be a tough day on the Disney campuses. This is the fourth and largest round of layoffs in the past 10 months that has affected various Disney television operations. They are part of an ongoing cost-cutting process at the traditional media companies as they reshape their business to focus on streaming while facing economic headwinds. Disney's Bob Iger set the pace upon his return as CEO, establishing a goal of at least $7.5 billion in cost reductions at the start of 2023, with about 7,000 jobs eliminated that year. Earlier in March, under 200 employees were laid off, representing almost 6% of the workforce in the ABC News Group and Disney Entertainment networks, including Freeform and FX. A big resurgence last October involved the shutdown of ABC Signature and its operations, folded the 20th Television, and consolidation of ABC and Hulu Originals scripted drama and comedy teams. It resulted in about 30 Disney Entertainment television layoffs. Last July, Disney Entertainment underwent a round of staff cuts that impacted roughly 140 people, representing 2% of the workforce, 60 of them at National Geographic. The latest cuts followed Disney's better-than-expected Q2 earnings last month, fueled largely by experiences in sports, with streaming also delivering strong results as direct-to-consumer operating profit increased by $289 million to $336 million. At the annual shareholder meeting earlier this spring, Iger spoke about creating new jobs largely in Disney experiences, including theme parks. So the layoffs also came on the heels of staff cuts at NBC Universal, as the company is spinning off several cable networks into a new company named Versant. So, these stories always get the headlines, ones where there's sweeping cuts, and, now Disney's different. Sure is. The industry's different. Disney's different. They're differently facing. They will be less creative now. They will be less funny, probably. Less original. Less good idea-y, maybe. But, hasn't Disney always just kind of been they just remake Shakespeare stuff? Like, that's what they do, right? Or classic stories. That's what they've always done. Leaned on the past. So it makes sense that with their laziness in writing, that they would need less of it in the AI age. It's sad, and it really sucks. It's not cool. I really hope these great professionals who got let go from their like upper echelon, something that you set as a goal type of job working for Disney. I'm sure a lot of these people are just in the saddest space of their life, but you know, don't be if if they're listening. There's so much more out there, and just to have Disney on your resume is great. So there's that. And as they said, there's new companies, new direction that media is going as well. And thank God for it being so easy to be a part of and make your own content these days. There's just going to be no shortage of awesome art and these great artists who now are free from the, let's say, professional thumb or whatever, under the thumb of the producers and, executive producers, all that stuff, the directors, whoever, the boardroom. Oh man, that's the big thing to get past these days. What do the shareholders want? Well, this is what I guess shareholders want. It's ridiculous. To me, it seems like a company like Disney, how are they not making more than they have with how much they've grown? And, it's one of those unfortunate situations we find ourselves as workers in where, everything's very scrutinized from the top down, but you can't think of it from the bottom up as well, like a little bit kind of ridiculous. Just a gigantic company. You would think they would be able to sustain the workforce that they have in one way or another, but I guess they weren't willing to. So it is what it is. All those people, keep your chin up. Don't scram, and you'll be good. A cool thing that I read earlier. There's a new plastic-eating enzyme that can break down waste in hours. So scientists have developed a new enzyme that can break down common plastic waste in just hours instead of hundreds of years it usually takes. This could be a huge step forward towards solving the plastic pollution problem. Researchers from the University of Texas created an enzyme called FAST-PETASE. It's designed to break down PET plastic, the kind used in things like water bottles and food containers. It works at normal temperatures. It breaks down plastic into basic building blocks, which can be used to make new plastics again. A French company called Carbios has already been using a similar enzyme in a recycling plant. They can break down at least around 250 kilograms of plastic every day, and it turns into new plastic. So, the powerful enzyme can break down common plastic in just hours or days, so this method uses less energy than traditional recycling and can turn old plastic back into new plastic, helping reduce waste and support a circular economy. How about that? People freak out about, plastic and microplastic, and, duly so. It's a new technology and new thing to worry about, for sure. I mean, maybe not technology, but, it's plastic. It's everywhere. And, it does fill the gaps a lot for, just things in the industry. I mean, just thinking of what used to be used and the fallout from having, unclean water containers and things like that. What I'm, I guess, trying to get at is, like most of progress, it's one tiny step forward, and there's always negative effects of changing things up, switching it up. And, I guess my argument, I was just talking to someone about this, about microplastics, because why not? Why wouldn't I have just been talking to somebody about this? And it's like, you think 100, 200 years ago, the big problem with drinking water was lead and lead pipes and, contamination in other ways. So in that regard, we've gotten a lot better as a society. So something to think about. New enzyme out there, making it easier to recycle. Just makes you feel good, too, doesn't it? Aw. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Have a great evening, and I'll talk with you.